Hello, hello. If I did this right, there should be a thumbnail. Hopefully I didn't. Hopefully there is actually a thumbnail now. And in due time, I will also edit the previous days to also have thumbnails. I'll sit down for an hour and then like make the thumb. I'll just edit the day, probably. I don't really think I'll make too many different variations of the thumbnail. There's nothing really crazy going on. Maybe like I'll take one for the nether or like whatever I'm doing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hi. Some of the magma cream isn't falling in the chest, which is a concern. But like, we're getting a good amount anyways, and we're getting frog lights, which is the main important thing that I want. I don't, I mean, I also really want magma cream. Don't get me wrong, but I don't mind the frog lights. It should be fine. Hello. It is actually pretty early, for once. It's 7:27. It's 7:27, March 30th, which is surprising considering I usually record these at very degenerate hours. So it's nice to be able to record at like a decent time for once. Yeah. Hi. It is weird to be recording at this time, but it's okay. I don't really have much plans today. I'll just go mining. I'll just it's probably just gonna be a quick mining yap sesh for today because I don't really have one, I don't have much to talk about. Two, I have responsibilities to attend to as well, and then I just want to de-stress after coming home from school. That's mainly it. I'm not as preoccupied as I was. I'm only really worrying about two things now. I have a written midterm tomorrow. I have a midterm. This midterm has been moved multiple times, so it's finally happening tomorrow. Well, the written part is there's two parts to it. There's a written portion and then and then a hands-on. There's a written portion and then a hands-on practical portion, and then the written portion is happening tomorrow, which I'm excited. Maybe excited isn't the best word for it, but I'm glad it's happening already. I don't really want to have to wait for that anymore. So that will be nice to finally get finished. And then I'll also have a other. After that, I have a mini project to finish. I'll actually be working on the mini project today, a little after this recording, and all that will really be needed after I finish working on it will be the write-up because we have to make a written report on it. Other than that, it actually should be relatively chill for me. I'm not as preoccupied as I have been. I don't feel like I've been as stressed anymore either. It's fine. I'm finally trying to like not push myself too hard. Just try and take things easy. Maybe not too easy, but like, don't rip my hair out because of academic struggles or whatever. I still want to remain somewhat sane despite everything going on. But yeah, there's not really much going on in my life right now. It's been kind of routine. Like, maybe that's why I've been feeling burnt out, because it has been kind of just a routine thing. I wake up, I go to school. I go to school, I do things at school, and then I go home. And then I've been working, and then when I get home, I usually just get to work on schoolworks or like university requirements and projects and things. I've had to review for a lot of stuff, submit a lot of stuff because it's almost spring break. That's what it's called. It's called spring break, I think, in the US, right? But it's called a different thing in the Philippines. It's called Holy Week. Well, it's called Holy Week, and then you just have like a small break between usually at the end of April to usually at the end of March to the start of April for Easter. So that's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice to just chill out for a bit, not really worry, or not have to worry about too much. Just calm, Minecrafting, No pressure, no anything. Oh, diamonds. How did I miss these? Just calm. No pressure or anything for me. I don't really want to pressure myself too much either. I just want to just I want to rest. I want to chill. I'm probably gonna play a lot of Genshin Impact and read a lot of manga during the break. That's my plan. Because that's oh, I unequipped the backpack. Oops. That's the main plan at least. I don't really have much else that I'm planning to do. Because again, I just want to take it easy. Maybe me and my family will go out sometime. Hopefully though, I will just be able to play Genshin and rest. I haven't been able to just sit down and play that game in a while. You know, I miss just sitting down, exploring Tevat. I'll probably 100% nod cry in the few days that I have a break, which shouldn't take too long. Maybe like 2-3 days. Should take about 2-3 days. So hopefully it'll be relatively easy for me. You know, whenever I'm playing a game like my Genshin, right, or Minecraft, I kind of just zone out and then I try. Well, I've been more mindful of the time now that I've started recording these, but I do whenever I play by myself, or whenever like I just want to play for fun or just to do something on my own time. I tend to zone out a lot. Actually, I feel like I tend to zone out a lot in general whenever I get super into something and I kind of disregard the time, and then I also sometimes I disregard people or my messages, and then I end up not replying to people if I'm not like if I don't have my phone near me, or if I forget my phone exists. I kind of disappear from the world. No one will hear from me for the next few hours, which is not very good. I've been thinking about it actually. That it's kind of like oh, there's a guy. Can you not? Can you not? Thank you. I've been thinking about it. It's very... I don't think that's a very healthy thing for me to do. It's also... I was thinking about this on the way to school. It's very... not that specifically, but I was thinking... it's kind of related to what I was thinking about on the way to school. I was just thinking, man, I might have undiagnosed... Like, I might have undiagnosed, mental illness or undiagnosed autism or something similar, because you know, it comes into my mind every now and then. I try not to dwell on it, but you know, it is kind of true how I don't take well to social cues. I've never taken well to social cues. Have trouble focusing. I have trouble getting things starting something, but I tend to hyper focus on one specific thing. I'm also But I guess that's also kind of offset because I really like multitasking, and then I also like crave stimulation a lot. So maybe it's ADHD, but it could also be some form of autism, because what I was thinking, why is there what the heck? I'm gonna put these back in there. The heck? Wait, no, I'll take the glow berries actually. I was thinking I might have some form of undiagnosed autism, maybe, because I'm also like... It's also been... even as a young kid, I've never been easy to deal with, I guess. I don't know. I just... You kind of notice... I don't know if it's actually like me having that trait, or me being that way, or me reading about it and then projecting that feeling. Is this a... What is this? Is this a stronghold? No, it's a trial chamber. I don't really plan to go into trial chamber today. I just wanna mine. Anyways, like, I don't really think... maybe sometimes I think that maybe I'm just thinking it, or like I feel it, I read about it or I hear about it from other people and I start projecting that feeling onto myself. Like, oh, I'm kind of like that too, and then I'm kind of like this too, and it's like maybe I am, or yeah. Sometimes I feel that. So it's kind of hard for me to distinguish. I should probably get tested eventually, though. I do kind of want to. I do want to know if I have like any form of undiagnosed mental illness, because I feel like something is there, and I wanna get it. I wanna, I wanna at least know part of myself enough to understand what is going on with me and why I am the way I am with the things I do. Because that's not very, that's something I've been grappling with for a while. How I'm not really the most normal person when it comes to things. Well, I guess you could say that about a lot of people, about quote unquote not being normal. I don't know though how you're supposed to put it. I don't know what other way else to put it, because I've never been the type to just um I've never been the type to just like understand that, I guess. I'm not I don't think I'm the type of person who would know if I were feeling a certain way, or if I am actually a certain way, or if I'm just feeling that way because other people also coincidentally feel that way. Again, it is something I want to learn about myself, and I want to uncover about myself eventually. Any undiagnosed things that could potentially still be lingering. Because you could never. I think about it. One of my friends told me how they wanted to master themselves. And a part of me agrees with that. Like, I too want to be able to, like, master myself. But I feel like the better term for me is I want to know myself. I don't want to master myself, because to me, and they probably didn't mean it this way, mastering yourself means understanding yourself fully and what you're capable of and what you don't, what you want and what you don't want to do. And as much as that's a fun premise, that's I feel like that's kind of boring. To me at least, that sounds kind of boring. If you fully know yourself and if you fully understand everything that you do and then everything that you will like and everything that you won't like, then what's the point of living life if you can already predict what it is you're going to and not going to be able to enjoy? Part of the fun of life is discovering things about yourself even as you get older, even if you're like, as you get older, as you begin to develop more and more things, even though like you're old, you still learn new things about yourself. There's always that fun and joy of like understanding that, which I think to me at least, if you mastered yourself, quote unquote, you would lose that sense of wonder of understanding like learning new things about yourself, or being able to like learning new things about yourself, or being able to experience things in ways that you weren't able to before. Now I'm 100% sure that's not my friend actually meant when they said they want to master themselves. But I feel like just the thought and concept of being fully aware of yourself is kind of scary and also a tad bit boring to me. I don't want to fully master myself. I want to be able to be stable, of course. Who doesn't? But I still want there to be some level of joy and whimsy and wonder of me learning things. Oops. Me learning things not just as a person, or me learning, not me learning, me learning things, learning, relearning, and knowing new things about myself. That sounds like it. That's a more fun view of life that I would say I would like, because I don't really just want to be stuck in a way where I only like, or where I know everything about me. I don't want to know everything about me. I want people to introduce new sides of me to me that I don't notice myself. I want people to tell me about things that I'm unaware of, and it's like, oh, I didn't know I was like that, but thank you for telling me. Those are the types of things I want to experience in life. Those are the types of things that I wish to be able to have. And I feel like you can't get that if you fully understand yourself. There's always that bit of you that you will never understand, but in my opinion, that's fine. Because learning about yourself is also part of the fun of life. Maybe I'm just thinking, oh, golden apples. Maybe I'm just thinking too deep into the things that my friends said. But I thought about it on the way to school today. I was thinking about a lot, actually. Especially like the undiagnosed stuff. I do feel like I'm a little undiagnosed. Maybe I am projecting, but there's part of me that wants to know if there is something that I don't know about myself. Because if I can learn that about myself, again, it'd be nice. Is this just a cave? Where's the up part? Oh, I can't free cam here. There's too many mobs. I wonder what other signs there are. I'm trying to think of other signs that could have potentially driven me. I think another big factor of that is I rewatched Jaden's video about ADHD and autism, and I was like, damn, I do kind of relate to that. I do kind of relate to that in a sense, how you often feel like, or you don't, as a kid, you're like not fully aware of it, but as you get older, you become more and more aware of that part of yourself that you feel like wasn't healed as a child, or you feel like wasn't properly acknowledged when you were young because you were either too mature for it when people called you mature, or they just thought you were normal because you were able to brush it off. And as you grow older, those signs and the difference in your brain was never addressed. So it comes as a surprise as you get older when you realize that, oh, these things weren't actually normal. Oh, these things weren't actually things that a kid would experience or a kid would feel. They're all things that you only ever grasp as you get older, or things you only notice about yourself as you get older. Yeah, I think that's a pretty nice way to explain it. I do want to know about myself a lot. I would like to know a lot about myself. And I would like to know about these parts of me that I feel like are still kind of hidden. Because, you can never know too much about yourself. Actually, no, you can. I literally just went on an entire rant saying about how you can know too much about yourself, and when you know too much about yourself, you know that things will be unfun. You lose that sense of wonder. What I mean is, like, there's no harm in learning things about yourself. That's a better term for it. I wonder how my family would react. I wonder how people around me would react if I would tell them, hey, I'm actually hey, I went to get myself diagnosed, and I actually have signs. I've actually had signs of um, ADHD or autism when I was younger. or signs now that was untreated or undiagnosed, and the part of the reason that it's been so hard to understand me is because I have been that way for the longest time, and it was never addressed. Maybe then I'd stop beating myself up over things. Maybe then I wouldn't be as worried about things. But then again, I also shouldn't make it an excuse. One of my favorite quotes about mental illness is mental illness mental illness and trauma is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to deal with. It's not your fault that it happens to you. It's not your fault you're born a certain way. It's not your fault that you feel that way or you experience that. But it's your responsibility, especially when you're older. As a kid, as a kid too, but like not much as a kid because you're a kid and people don't expect that from you. But as you get older, you have to realize that things aren't just cherry picked for you. Or you have to realize that things are different. Or not different. Things are not, despite not always being accommodated for you, you can't force it as well onto other people. Yes, I think you should treat other people differently. You know how that entire thing where it's like, oh, you shouldn't treat a kid differently just because they're special. No, you should give them different treatment because they are different. Don't make them feel different. That's what you need to do. Even though they are different, don't make them feel different. It's hard to do that, but you're lying to yourself if you think you can teach someone the same way. Not everybody, even in adults, learn the same way. So why would you force children whose brains are different, whose brains are like physically and chemically different, to process different types of information in different ways, all put them into the same group to learn a specific way and force them to learn that way? And if they can't, or if they struggle to, that's their fault? That just makes no sense. That makes zero sense to me. If a kid is struggling because of a mental illness, then treat them differently. Don't let them feel that they're being treated differently, but you have to. They have different needs, and that's fine. You don't have to. Just don't make a big deal out of it. There's no need to make a big deal out of it. That's my thoughts, at least. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm gonna go back up to the surface because I realized it is almost 8 o'clock soon, and I will need to get back to doing my work for the project I have submission on Wednesday. But yeah. All this from random warning thoughts about what if I was undiagnosed. In the future, when I'm older, I will get a psychiatrist too. I will get a psychiatrist, and I will tell them everything, and I will trauma dump onto them. No, not really, but I will try my best to seek that kind of professional help to heal any trauma that I had when I was younger that was unresolved. I wanna be able to seek that out when I get older. Any underlying issues, I wanna solve them, especially before, like, I settle down with a partner or something, before I choose to get married, before I choose to have kids. I want that to be something that I do, because I don't want to impasse any amount of negative trauma or things that are still weighing on me onto my children or onto the people around me that I love and want to care for. That's just not something I want to be able. That's not something I plan on doing or want to do, whether accidentally or on purpose. I have so much garbage in my inventory. Hold on. Let's put the redstone in here. Um, yeah, okay, that should be fine. Yeah, that should be that should be good. I have way more lapis. Just did a small mining trip to get a few diamonds because I want to make something. I want to make a couple of the interfaces. Um, no. Uh, terminal. Yeah, I want to make a couple of these crafting terminals, which require 4 diamonds each, which is pretty expensive. Requires a couple of comparators, 4 diamonds each per terminal, but I would like to get a few of those. Am I almost to the surface? I'm gonna emerge into an ocean if I keep going this way, so I need to move this way. Yeah, okay, I should move in this direction so I don't accidentally go up into a ocean. More coal, that's nice. Always use more coal, never enough. Any form of smelting material before I get an automatic kelp farm done that makes me automatic kelp blocks and uses the kelp blocks to smelt the kelp would be nice to have. It's very important I get those kelp blocks. Or I get a smelter in the future that gives me kelp blocks and will allow me to get kelp. More coal. I mean, if I think about it, right, I'm freaking talking to myself playing Minecraft. How many non-neurodivergent creators do you know of? Genuinely, I can't think of much. I can't think of many creators who aren't at least a little neurodivergent. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a... You probably are a little bit weird if you like making content or if you like doing this kind of thing. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I wonder what I'll get a picture of. Probably the farm in this base for now. I'll just use one screenshot for the thumbnail. Hopefully I do actually make the thumbnail and I don't get lazy. Let's toss all of this in here. Well, that's basically it for now. There's this. And then smelt up the 4, 8. Wait, no. What I can do is do this. So let's smelt the 1 piece of iron. Okay, wait, no, let's do the normal ones. So split these up into like this, like nope, like that, like this, and like this. There. 7 for you. So smelt the 1 piece of iron. Use the remaining to smelt this, and then smelt there we go. I'm gonna split this as well. 16, 16, 16, 8. Perfect. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Optimizing smelting is something I only ever did now. Or not now. I've always done. Like, it's something that you only ever think about as you get older. more iron goes into here. That's a lot of iron. That's a good chunk of iron, actually. So that's a good chunk of how many ways can I say that there's that's a good chunk of iron. How much gold do I have? 61 plus 23 blocks of gold because of all the freaking bastions I raided, of course. Each block of gold makes how many nuggets? So I only need. Oh, there's more raw gold in here. I should smelt this. Everything's fully repaired. Perfect. So every 9. No. It's every 8 because this one makes 8. No, 9 nuggets. You need 8. So every 8 nuggets makes 9 pieces. So if you want to make 63 golden carrots, you need 56 gold. Because 56, then every 8 makes 9. You get an extra 1 for each. Yeah, the math checks out. Okay. I'll go find a good place to take a picture for the thumbnail. I'll find one. We'll see. But that's gonna be a surprise. For now, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna thumbnail, edit it, and then upload, and then get to work. But that's it for now. Yeah. Bye bye.